We're made to believe that we're invincible, but it's not until you're faced with really difficult times and you realise that life is precious.
Adult male trauma.
He's got a partial degloving of both hands.
St George's, EDA, Paramedics.
He's got head on into a bus.
Almost totally amputated. I'm not joking.
We're all so busy.
Well, they're open 24 hours, 7 days a week.
St George's, London.
Welcome to the madhouse.
One of Britain's busiest A&E departments.
Right, CT are ready.
We need 2 units of O&A now.
OK, this is really time critical. It's our job to look after you and worry about you.
That we're going to find out what's going on with you, OK?
Thank you.
A place where life...
Success.
Love...
She's all right. She's all right.
And loss unfold every single day.
Love you.
Filmed across one 24-hour period, these are the stories of a nation and its health service.
Brave little man.
I'll never fully understand how people manage to get through one of the worst things they've ever had to deal with in their life.
God, I can't believe this has happened. So brave, isn't it?
You see people from every single walk of life, and it makes you realise the common threads of humanity far outweigh any differences.
Need an ambulance now.
Is she breathing?
Barely. She's turning blue. Please, please.
Okay. We have an emergency ambulance arranged for her. Keep your eye out for the vehicles.
She's going unconscious. Oh my God. The ambulance is here.
Hello, St George's. Okay.
A 12-year-old girl is being rushed to St George's after collapsing at home.
Paediatric priority call in 10 minutes. Can I have a paediatric nurse to resus urgently, please?
She has suffered an asthma attack and stopped breathing.
The kids, they went to bed as normal, settled down. There was literally nothing to warn us that it was going to happen. My daughter Brooke started to get a little bit wheezy, and we did her inhalers. Within about 2 minutes, she just couldn't breathe. At first, she could say, "I can't breathe." But as she was struggling more and more, she couldn't talk. She just turned blue. I was trying to get her to stay awake and stay looking at me. I just kept telling her to look into my eyes and not to shut her eyes, but she did. That's when the first ambulance paramedic walked into my house and took over her breathing. They actually called for more paramedics to come because they knew they needed more help. And I literally just sat on a chair and just watched while they tried to bring my daughter back to life.
We're here, guys.
And I phoned my husband, telling him that we'd lost her.
Sarah, this mum and dad just behind you.
I'm Sarah. I'm one of the doctors. Okay, we're just going to get a handover and then we'll work out what's going on. Okay.
Let's go on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. All right. If everyone's listening, we'll get a handover.
Hello, everyone. This is Brooke. Brooke is 12. She has a history of asthma. An ambulance was called this evening. They found her in respiratory arrest. They were having difficulty ventilating her. We got there, the ventilating was getting worse. There was definitely vomit in the airway. She's got an NG tube as well. Thanks very much, Sam.
Let's get her on the monitor. Let's get some obs up. All right.
There's good air entry bilaterally, and subcutaneous emphysema all the way down the chest wall bilaterally.
So ventilation's our main issue, isn't it? So let's get stuff in, put an art line in ASAP, and let's get a gas off so that we can get an idea as bicarb and everything else, OK? If the patient's done a respiratory arrest, it's almost basically saying that someone is dead already. You know, their heart might still be beating, but it's not going to beat for very much longer. It can be seconds to minutes. You're right. So a bit of crap coming up there, isn't there? And I would suggest we give some antibiotics.
The look on her face as she stopped breathing, it was the look of sort of giving up, like she didn't have any more energy to fight it. It was horrible, because it was the same look my mum had on her face when she passed away.
What happened again? What if it happened while she was asleep? No one would know, would they?
Her pressures are high.
Yeah.
Pretty poor volumes.
Well, we'll get the mag, we'll get the salbutamol running, and hopefully that'll breathe things up a little bit. It sounds like she just had, like, clearly just one massive episode of, like, broncho plus minus laryngospasm and, you know, and kind of had a respiratory arrest.
12-year-old Brooke had a major asthma attack at home. The paramedic team placed her in an induced coma and took over her breathing at the scene.
I'm just going to go through just the history again, just to pick out a few more little details if I can.
She had a tummy ache,
Yeah.
and I put it down to overeating.
Sure.
It's my son's birthday. They had pizza, garlic bread chips, cake, ice cream.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We got 5, so there's normally one that gets a tummy ache. But she was working herself up because of the tummy ache.
Okay, yeah.
And then when she gets worked up about something, it does make her breathing worse.
Yeah.
And we did 2 puffs on the inhaler, nothing, so I did another 2, and then literally just 5 seconds later she just went blue.
Okay, is there any chance she may have taken something?
No.
Nothing in the house, accidentally, not accidentally? Okay, I did her. So at the moment we're doing all her breathing for her and giving her more medication for her asthma, her wheeze, and we're going to keep an eye on how she responds to that.
Brooke was supposed to be born New Year's Day, and she came early, 21st of December. She was only £5. We had to go out and buy her a whole new load of clothes because she was so small. When we took her home, we actually put her in a little snowsuit thing, and she just sort of fell to the bottom and vanished. When she was 2 weeks old, she had problems breathing and had to go back into hospital with bronchiolitis, an infection in the lungs. It was horrible. She was on oxygen and feeding tube for a few weeks. I stayed in the hospital with her the whole time. I felt a huge amount of love for her, even though we didn't really get to hold her that much. It had a big impact on me. She recovered after a couple of weeks, and we got to go home, which was a wonderful feeling. You still do keep that slightly closer eye on them when they have been ill.
How are you guys doing?
All right.
As well as to be expected. Have you got any other kids?
Yeah, 4.
4? Gosh, where are they?
They're at home with my mother-in-law.
Okay.
Thank you. She's always been very quiet, very shy little girl. She's very loving. She wants to be a vet. She just loves animals, any animal. She'd have a zoo in our house if we let her. Wraps her cat up like a little baby in blankets and she'll snuggle it. When she was younger, she used to put them in the dolly push chairs and push them around the house. We joke and call her Mini Mummy because she often tidies up after everybody else. She'll make breakfast, she'll make drinks. So she's a mini version of me.
Everything is running that we now kind of want, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not ideal, but getting better.
When she was about 6, in winter time, she used to just get a little bit wheezy, We used to say she was a steam train, but it just started getting a bit worse and worse every year. So we took her to the GP and they gave us an inhaler. I thought that was it and it would get better. But unfortunately, it hasn't. Is she going to get better from this?
So she is very unwell. We're going to stay close. We're going to keep a really close eye on her, all right? I know I did not answer your question there, but she's come to the right place.
Are you in pain?
Well, only if I try and move.
I don't move. How do you feel? You don't feel dizzy or anything?
Well, I was going to go home and get the car and put my bike away.
Are you having a laugh? So, what did the driver do then?
No, it was me. I was just about to overtake, and I looked behind, make sure nothing was coming, and then all the riders in front had stopped. I was never going to stop, and went over the handlebars.
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Last time I said don't do this to me again.
It just goes with the territory.
Not really, Cole, no. I know you love cycling and your bike, but God.
I certainly worry about Colin every day, but actually I worry about all cyclists every day. When I'm on the underground, it's always a weird feeling because I know that he's cycling above me. He's actually following the same route to work. Every day I wish he was sitting on the tube next to me, but he hates the tube.
Did anyone help you?
Well, they helped me off the road, and they all disappeared, and I was
What, left you?
standing there thinking...
What, no one thought to ring anyone? How on earth did you get here? Well, you cycled all that way?
Only about
What, with one
4
arm?
miles.
You cycled with one arm?
Yeah. I thought it's no point getting an ambulance, is there? Because it's not serious.
What if you passed out on the bike on the way here?
That's what I'd...
Did you think of that?
I'd see how I got on.
Stupid. Stupid. Better put those bikinis away.
Well, I'd still go. What?
Don't think so, love.
We were due to go on holiday. We'd had very busy lives up to then, and we were just looking forward to the break. But I remember thinking, oh, what if we don't go? Something might happen to stop us going. It was a strange feeling.
Come and take a seat, Colin.
Hi. You all right?
Yes, I'm good. You less so, by the looks of you.
Just had a bit of a tumble.
You have taken a bit of a tumble. Did you go head over heels?
Yes.
Head over handlebars, rather?
That's it, yeah.
Well, it looks fractured.
X-rays confirm Colin has fractured his left clavicle.
Sorry. OK. It's definitely fractured. This sort of injury is usually managed conservatively.
Yeah.
OK. So it's time spent in a sling.
Right.
So once we put you in the sling, the bone should start to go back to where it normally should be able
Is
to.
that a long time in a sling?
Yeah, up to about 3 months.
Oh, crikey.
I know, yeah. But once it's in the sling, you'll be a lot more comfortable. You'll be able to think straight. When you're seen in the fracture clinic, they'll discuss your options as well with you as to what they want to do next.
Right.
Is that all right?
Will he be going to the fracture clinic today?
No. I'll get the next appointment for him as quickly as possible.
Do you know roughly how long that will be?
Let me go and ask.
Thank you.
Oh, won't be a minute.
3 months? I haven't done 3 months in a sling. That's ridiculous.
Love, she's just said...
Hey, usually it's
She just said...
4 to 6 weeks.
She just said 3 months.
There's no way I'm doing that.
She just said 3 months in a sling. You have to do what you're told.
It was windy. I was ironing the duvet cover and I heard the explosion.
What's the reason for the call, please?
Call fire.
Sorry, did you say you caught fire?
I did, yeah.
And you've got burns, have you?
Yes, I have.
Looked out the window and I see smoke. In the air, you could really smell the chemicals, very strong chemicals. It was just frightening.
St George's. This is a C-cam. Burns. What's your ETA, guys?
A 76-year-old man is on his way to St George's after being involved in an explosion at home.
Call ETA in 10 minutes. So it's a burns, like he was in a shed that set fire. He's had some smoke inhalation. 3rd-degree burns. He's becoming a little bit hypotensive and a little bit tachypneic.
The man's neighbour gave first aid and is travelling with his wife to hospital.
Was banging on the front door, and I opened the door. Howard was slumped against the wall. He was just all burnt, his hands. His trousers was all melted to his legs, and we took him in the cold shower. Howard was screaming because the water was so cold. And I said, I can't help it, Howard, you've got to have it done, and that's it. Then I had to phone his wife, because she was round her daughters. Jean was like a zombie. And I just put my arm round her and I said, he'll be all right, don't worry. I didn't know if he was going to be all right, because it was a bad thing, he was in a bad way.
Okay, so this is Howard. He's 76. He's noticed his shed's on fire. So he's gone over with an extinguisher to try get the fire out, and something's exploded, which has put liquid on his trousers, mostly his left side, which has gone up in flames. He's been wearing leather gloves and he's managed to extinguish it with his hands and then gone onto his neighbour's house. He said he was inhaling smoke for about 10 minutes. He's got blistering to his wrist, his fingertips are white, his left leg, he's really numb around the knee where the white area is, and it's blistering all over. So we've got him in his neighbour's shower for about 20, 30 minutes. We've just wet it down.
Let's get primary survey, make sure we're not missing anything, and then we'll get some drugs out and we'll have a proper look at those burns.
I don't think the ears are burnt, they're okay.
Yeah,
I was wearing a hat.
You were wearing a hat, okay. So the patient is talking, not immobilized.
Just a small Brittle. I believe it.
Okay.
What were you planning?
Garden rubbish, mainly.
Got twigs and things like that.
That's it. And it caught the shed alight, and there's all sorts of things and tins, and you don't know what's inside them, and one went bang. Oh, God. Couldn't believe it was happening to me.
I was in shock myself, I think. He looked dreadful. Crossed my mind that he might not make it. It's just like some awful nightmare that I want to wake up from.
Okay, blood pressure's come down a little bit as well, which is good. We've got antibiotics going in, so things are looking better. We're definitely getting there, which is great.
Brooke has been stabilised, but she is still not able to breathe unassisted.
She's looking a lot better, okay? So all these numbers on the screen that we're looking at, okay, just from kind of fiddling things and some of the medication that we've given her, tells us that her lungs are opening up quite well, all right? So that's all really good news.
Brooke did see specialists every year and get her medication checked, and she was fine, but it's only sort of been the last 18 months that's been really bad. I do constantly worry.
She was playing when I left.
She was fine. She's been fine the whole time. It was literally just within the space of like 5 minutes. When you're in hospital, obviously I have to be there with Brooke. But then you feel guilty because the other children at home, they can go days without seeing me. But I think they understand why I'm not there sometimes and how sick their sister is.
She may have a chest infection or something that set all this off, so she's had antibiotics to sort that out, and she's had all the treatment for asthma and things, and her breathing's a lot better than it was.
Brooke was diagnosed this year with brittle asthma. It's the most severe type of asthma and it's life-threatening.
There's nothing that can make you ready for that. I mean, that's any parent's worst nightmare. You just worry. You've just got to rely on other people's judgments and the medication to make it hopefully right.
She takes 8 different medications a day, 3 times a day, being 12. She finds it frustrating sometimes because it's such a strict regime. She doesn't want to feel any different to the other kids. What are the chances of something happening like this again?
Oh, look, it's impossible to say. I know, like, I'd love to be able to give you an answer like that, but let's concentrate on getting her better first, and then we can have that discussion again. Okay? You're right. Oh, this is horrid.
Hello, A&E reception.
Oh, Toy Story's on. Wicked.
You're the only one who's getting excited, of course.
Toy Story's great.
One of my favourite things to do is go through, like, Instagram tags where people, like, tag that they're in hospital and just see what, like, the captions are, like. Not even joking.
Did you tag yourself as being in?
This guy was having a heart attack. Yeah, when he Instagrammed it.
Instagrammed it.
You're a very good pillow.
Yeah, it's because of the pies.
I had a pie for lunch yesterday. Steak.
You all right, mate? Yeah. Well, it's a lot happening, but we'll get you sorted.
Thank you.
Have you been this popular before?
Howard is in resus after suffering third-degree burns following an explosion at home.
Hello, sir. I'm just going to pop this on because that blanket will do you more good if you've got that all covered up.
They
Yeah.
keep stripping you, don't they, Howard?
Well done.
We'll get you all sorted, okay?
Yeah, smashing.
Did your wife come with you?
Well, she did, yeah.
Yeah, she's outside. We'll bring her in shortly, okay? And once we get you all sorted. What's her name?
Jean.
Jean.
He's a silly boy, don't you? The fire engines are all still there. No one can get out the line.
Oh, no, really?
Apparently it's done your roof. The gas bottle went up.
Oh, what? Do you know if it's the flat roof or the...
I don't know what roof it is, darling.
My dad was a chauffeur, and Mum often said, don't get married to a chauffeur, yeah.
What was Howard?
Howard was a chauffeur. He used to drive the night nurses to the hospital, so he knew a lot of my friends. I was 21. I'd only just had my final exams in nursing school. A nurse that I knew introduced me to Howard. She thought we'd go well together. I'm 4'11.5" and Howard is 5'4". That was the start of it. He liked the limelight, always showing off. He always liked to get up and dance at parties. He was very extrovert and fun. I don't think I was outgoing, really, but he made me feel really special.
Have some then? No, I won't have any more, thanks. 3 was enough for now. Sort of figure love. Oh, don't. It's gone to pot anyway. Yeah, life's too short, Jane, to worry now. You can say that again.
We did get engaged quite quickly, after 3 months. I was looking for a happy marriage and to have children. I'd always wanted children ever since I was a kid myself. So we started a family and had 2 girls and a boy. I suppose Howard is my 4th child, really.
Hello.
Thanks for coming along.
Are you feeling a bit better now?
A little groggy. Oh, I've still got time to go to trivia quiz tonight, haven't I?
No, you have not. You should be so lucky.
Family holidays were lovely. He bought a camper van and we had 9 years holidays in that. Camber Sands, Selsey, Dungeness. Back in those days, there weren't all the rules and regulations, so Howard would just park wherever he felt like. So 3 children, husband and wife, parked by a power station.
Can you order me a couple of pints of lager?
Yeah, they'll infuse it through there.
Yeah.
Now then, up there at the back, brilliant stuff. You all right?
Yeah.
Just relax, relax, relax.
Cyclist Colin had an accident on his way to work and has fractured his collarbone.
When I first started dating Colin, we decided it would be fun to go on a 5-day cycling holiday to Dorset, which Colin told me was very flat, and that we would just poodle along. And I had all these visions in my head, thinking, yeah, we'd be cycling along, chatting in the countryside, stopping off for a picnic lunch, pub lunch, perhaps another hour or so. It wasn't like that. On the first day, it was 39 miles. And when we got to the last day, Colin forgot I was with him and went sprinting off up the hill and left me. I decided at that point to get off the bike, and the bike went flying in the hedge.
How does that feel?
Yeah, quite snug.
Yeah? You might end up with a great big bruise.
Right.
Don't panic.
Right.
All right. Hopefully by the end of next week, things might have settled down. It's all very raw at the moment, so you're full of adrenaline. Your body doesn't know where it's at the minute.
Normal work's all right, is it?
You're not going to be able to travel on the tubes with people crushing you.
Yeah. Be good to yourself.
Yeah.
You were going on holiday on Saturday, weren't you?
Yeah.
So take the time off.
Yeah.
Just stay at home. So if you wouldn't mind just taking a seat outside, I'll write this letter out for you.
Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Colin will be referred to the fracture clinic for further treatment.
A few years ago, we thought we were going to have to cancel our wedding. He'd skidded on some spilt diesel on the road, broken a bone in his shoulder, and he had to have a major operation. But thankfully, he was out of the sling before we got married, so we managed to go ahead with the wedding. He couldn't lift me up and swing me round, so we didn't do that on the dance floor, but we did our first waltz together, so that was wonderful.
Sorry, that sorted up the week, isn't it?
Could have been so much worse, God forbid. You do like to do this when there's a big event coming up, don't you?
We went on honeymoon as planned to Barbados. He just couldn't swim, so he did some paddling. And when we got home, he couldn't wait to get back on the bike. but he wasn't permitted to do because of his injuries. So he actually went and sat on his static bike in the garage because he had to sit on his bike. It's just the way he is, and I'd never change him.
Yeah, I'm all right with that, look.
No, stop it. Leave it alone. Don't
hold my bike.
Don't be so ridiculous.
We've got to go to the bike shed.
Yeah. I'll meet you in the bike shed.
Give me my bike.
No, stop, get off.
I want to hold my bike.
Yes, we will make a bed.
Fantastic.
We'll just call Picky to let them know.
Cool, thank you.
Doctors are concerned about the level of fluid in Brooke's lungs and have requested a chest X-ray.
I think Brooke is more a daddy's than a mummy's girl. She always likes to cuddle. She's just an affectionate child. She just likes to give the affection to everybody else. Brooke's the first child we had together. When I met Caroline, she was pregnant to a previous partner.
I was 18. It wasn't a plan to be a young mum, but it happened. The father, at first, wanted to be a part of my daughter's life. Then he lost interest, and I never saw him again. I thought I'd probably be on my own. A lot of men don't want to take on somebody else's child.
We just hit it off so well, so quickly. I wasn't really bothered that she was pregnant. It was just we hit it off so well, and we just ended up with, I don't know, I think it was within months she moved into my flat.
X-ray, resuscitate.
James was nice and a gentleman. Did night feeds, he bathed her, fed her, played with her. He did everything that Dad does, basically. We wanted to be a bigger family. We didn't really plan on how many we were having. We just have 5.
Everybody wants to be a dad, don't they? That's the first part of being a man. You want to be a dad. It's hard work. I would do anything for the kids. I mean, I love them all totally to bits. The others, they just treat Brooke like normal. She likes that. I think she just takes everything in her stride. Although she doesn't act it, she's quite a little toughie.
Doctors have received the results of Brooke's X-ray. It reveals dangerous levels of fluid.
If someone vomits and they're not conscious, all the vomit might not come out and it might go back down into their lungs. That can irritate the lungs quite badly and cause an infection. An infection like that is going to make your asthma much, much worse. We're going to have to get chest drains in relatively quickly so that we can open up the old airways. Sorry, Brooke, you poor wee love.
Do you have to put the chest tube in?
We will have to, because they could kind of collapse again.
Sorry, darling.
If someone has a collapsed lung, it can absolutely be life-threatening. Right, quickly. And without oxygen, all our organs will stop working. Got it? Ultimately, that's going to stop your heart beating. And that leads to a cardiac arrest.
Nice big blister there.
Oh gosh, look at that. Gosh, that's getting a bit sore and getting a bit big.
Doctors need to examine Howard's airways to check for any internal injuries.
Hello, sir.
Hello there.
Hello, my name is Robin. I'm one of the ear, nose and throat doctors.
Yes.
So we need to have a look with the camera into your nose.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Okay, can you count to 10 for me out loud?
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well done. Okay, can I have a look?
It's a little bit red, actually.
He did chauffeuring for quite a few years, but once Howard gave up the chauffeuring, he started a new business, selling old cars and car spares. When we were on holiday in the camper van, it wasn't always a holiday. Quite often, he'd say, oh, I've just got a call in here, and it was a breaker's yard, and pick up oddments for cars that he felt he could sell and take them back with us.
How many bits has he got?
Millions, I should think.
I don't know how much the damage is down there, but it's quite a lot apparently.
Yeah.
It's virtually gone, you know, with all that stuff in there. All the automobilia, all the stuff that is worth money.
Well, the main thing is, as long as you're with us.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. We'll get through somehow, anyway.
We started off with one car in the garden, and then it just snowballed from there. Just another one, and then another one. And now the garden is full of cars and sheds full of car spares. He's got lots of other places that he pays rent on, but they're all full up with stuff as well.
What's wrong with his sales technique?
He hasn't got any sales technique. He's a hoarder, and they don't like selling stuff.
I've got a blister there. His fingers are all numb.
Yes, you're so lucky. You're just lucky to be with us.
Yeah.
All right. Hello again. Hi, I'm Will with A&E Doctors. So we had that little look down your throat, and it's quite swollen and inflamed. And we're going to need to transfer you to a burn centre. And one of the things that happens with burns is they swell up, and if your airway swells up, it shuts. So we think that's bad. So what we tend to do is we tend to act before that has a chance to happen. So it's not uncommon for patients like yourself with burns to their airway to get a general anaesthetic.
Okay.
And so that's what we're going to do for you.
Right.
And the reason we're doing that is to protect that airway.
Okay.
So instead of waiting until it's so swollen it gets difficult,
okay.
actually we know it's quite easy to intubate people before their airways get swollen. So we're going to crack on and do that in a few minutes. We're just getting everything together to do it safely. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Well, at least I'm in good hands.
Yes, exactly, that's it. Just think of getting better, Howard.
No. Oh dear.
This year will be our golden wedding anniversary. We did actually celebrate our 40th anniversary in Cyprus. I'd always fancied renewing our wedding vows. It was really lovely.
Reflecting on those years, will you change anything?
Yes, I would change the fact that Howard spends so much money on car parts that he doesn't sell. But I believe that marriage is forever. So here I am.
Very good.
See you later.
Okay. Thank you very much for your help.
Howard, you're welcome, darling.
Thank you.
All right?
Yes.
Okay, darling.
Yeah. I might see you later then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't imagine life without him. Well, I don't really know how I'd cope. What am I going to do with all that stuff in the garden?
Howard, we're going to start getting you off to sleep.
you know?
All right, lovely. I want you to think of something lovely, okay? Your lovely garden and a brand new shed, probably. Start drifting off to sleep. Okay.
Okay. Right, and done. Thank you, ladies.
Doctors have been working to reduce the level of fluid in Brooke's lungs.
Okay, so how you doing? So the drains are in, okay, which is good.
Okay.
And she's got a tube in her nose, so that's called a nasogastric. It goes into the stomach to empty the stomach, and if we need to we can put food down it. And then we're going to do another X-ray. Okay. Come in a sec, okay?
Thank you.
X-ray.
How did you?
You're welcome to hold a hand or anything. Don't worry too much about the tubes or anything. She's got some anaesthetic on board, so she's comfortably asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going to want a dog. Yeah.
Oh, doggy's here.
Bless her.
Having 5 kids, I definitely needed my mum. She was my best friend. She was always there. She lived very close, just literally around the corner from where we live. She was helpful with all the kids, particularly with Brooke, because my mum had asthma as well. She knew the signs and the symptoms, so she understood what was going on. She was the best nan.
Doctors have received the results of Brooke's second X-ray. The level of fluid in her lungs has been reduced to a safer level.
Thank you so much for your help. Thank you. I'm going to wander off. These two are going to look after you, okay? But she's on the improve, okay? Which is good. All right.
Thank you.
That's all right. Thanks again.
Caroline had a hard year. With Brooke being in hospital so much, and she lost her mum to cancer, and she was by her mum's side all the way through it.
My mum was sick for 17 years with breast cancer, and she fought it all the way till the end. But last summer it had spread to both her lungs, and by the end it had spread to her brain, liver, kidney, spine. And she told me that she was ready to go. And I told her it was fine, because I knew she'd fought as much as she could. I just miss her so much. I think she gives that strength to us as a family to carry on and fight everything that we have to fight now.
Brooke will be transferred to the paediatric intensive care unit.
It does make you think that you don't know how much time you have left. And you obviously, the time you have to make it count. Make it count and make memories.
I want to keep going and going and going and going, enjoying my life as much as I have done. I've set minimum age before clogs are popped at 100. I still feel the same. In fact, I'm probably happier since I've been in that accident because I'm so lucky. It could have been bye-bye. Well, if she's really, really nice to me, I might buy her a bunch of flowers if she's good. Only kidding. Now, we're going to Valencia to celebrate our 50th, and I'm looking forward to it.
When she came out of hospital, she was next to me 24/7. I just hope Brooke can lead the life that she wants to lead, become the vet that she wants to be. I am trying to let her just be that normal child and just live life to the full.
I don't worry much about my asthma, but I always think about my family. My mum is unique, loving and caring, and when I am older I'd love to be like her.